to Mechanics Institute, everyone. My name is Alyssa Stone, the Senior Director of Programs and Community Engagement here, and I'm very excited to welcome you. Yeah, light snaps for me. We're so excited to have all of you for our February Storytelling Showcase, hosted by Rosen, the host with the most. And our absolutely stellar lineup of storytellers this evening, who Corey is going to introduce each one. Before we get started, I want to tell you just a little bit about Mechanics Institute. We were founded in 1854, so we're a very old nonprofit. We're 170 years old this year. So if this is your first time visiting Mechanics Institute, what took you so long? I love this crowd. You're the best. Come back every month. We are a cultural center, historical landmark, gorgeous multi-story general interest library, world-renowned chess program, and events center. We do upwards of 15 events per week here at Mechanics Institute. So we have many, many things going on for you to check out. We have writers groups, book groups, classes, storytelling showcases, author talks, a film series, concerts, lectures, chess tournaments and classes, library activities, all sorts of things that you can check out. The best place to get information about everything we have coming up is on our website, milibrary.org, and we of course have flyers on the tables. Please grab something on your way out. Who are our members here in the room tonight? Awesome, thank you, members. We are a membership institute, so being a member helps us to continue to offer these programs and services to our community. If you're not yet a member, please consider joining us so that you can have no-cost access to all of our offerings, including our full-service library and chess room. And with that, I'm very excited to introduce Rosen. Corey is a writer, actor, visual effects producer, and storytelling teacher based in San Francisco. He hosts the Moth Story Slams and Grand Slams and has been featured on the Moth Radio Hour, Alice Radio's The Sarah and Vinny Show, and KFOD's The Finch Files podcast. Corey is a performer at Bats Improv, one of the world's foremost centers for improvisational theater, and is the author of Your Story Well Told, Creative Strategies to Develop and Perform Stories That Wow an Audience, which we have on sale, as well as Abdul's books on sale in the back. Please grab a book. For more information about Corey, visit www.coreyrosen.com. Our next showcase here with Corey is the final Wednesday of March on March 27th, and a special announcement starting this Friday, March 1st. Corey will be at Bats Improv's The Saboteur, so definitely check out Corey and all of his incredible work. And with that, please give a warm Mechanics Institute welcome to Corey Rosen.
Thank you, Alyssa. Give it up for Alyssa Stone. Great to see everybody here. First, a quick question. Do you guys want to keep the house lights on or make it more like theater-y and dim them down? Can we do that? Can we bring that down, make it feel less like, I don't know, like Sunday school? Yeah, all right. Good, now we're making a show. So how's everybody doing this Wednesday night? Thank you for coming out. I've been doing this kind of series. This guy, I call it a residency because it sounds more fancy. The last Wednesday of every month, starting in August of last year. So all I know is that time has passed, right? I've seen some some familiar faces and some famous faces in the crowd here. I know that I got a month older, but I actually also got a year older. It was my birthday this past Sunday. So thank you. 51. Turn 51, or I like to kind of Benjamin Button it. And once you turn 50, I think you can start counting backwards. So I'm 49. I'm 50 minus 1. I'm just going to keep counting that way until I'm a little baby 100-year-old. And it was a good, I gotta say, it was a good 50th year, Had a colonoscopy, right? I swear to you, I've been looking forward to it because I've heard horrible things about colonoscopies, right? But it turns out it's not the procedure itself, it's what?
The prep.
It's the prep, right? This is definitely the right crowd for this evening. I have found my crowd for my colonoscopy right here. Word to the storytellers in the back if you want, material. Colonoscopy. So it's the prep, because what you do is you gotta fill yourself up so you can just clean it out, right? And I was not dreading it because I was looking forward to being clean on the inside. You know, and it really does, it cleans you out. And I knew that I was clean because as the procedure started, I was kind of in that twilight haze of the drugs, and I'm lying on my side, and they wheel in this giant, looked like a 4K TV. And the camera goes up my butt, and I see the inside of me. And I might be a little vain, but I remember thinking, oh, I look good. Good. I look good on all sides. So, all right. Well, I'm happy to have you guys here. We have a great show for you tonight. So this is a story, for those of you who are new to this, it's a storytelling series that I'm really delighted to have put together with Mechanics Institute. It's a monthly series, as I mentioned. We do it once a month on the last Wednesday of every month. And it's generally storytelling focused, but not exclusively. As you have seen, for those of you who have been here before, we've had magicians, we've had singers. Tonight we have a poet. We have a lot of different kinds of performers and a lot of different kind of action here, which is great. All of the storytellers and performers tonight are people that I know or I've met recently, and I'm just delighted to share this platform, this stage, and this audience, you, with each other, and it's fun. The theme tonight is entrances and exits. Entrances and exits. So I was going to say all the stories, most of the stories, let's say, because I like to leave a little room for the mystery, for the one who's like, oh shit, I'm going to make my story sound like it's about... So they may not all be there, but that's generally kind of a foray, a theme, a way in. And so I'll tell you a little entrances and exits story of my own, one of my personal experiences. That begins with the slam of a door. I'm in the Holiday Inn, Waikiki. Thank you. Thank you. And the slam of the door was what woke me up. You see, I'm a sleepwalker. And I've had this condition for a long time in my life. I've found myself in various places, various times in my life that I didn't expect to be. I've woken up on couches. I've woken up in other people's beds. True. That was college when I sleepwalked out of my hotel room, my dorm room, down the hallway, peed on the door of my RA, and then found the next available door that I opened up and fell asleep in somebody else's bed. Yes. So on this particular night, I was a little bit, it was a different situation. I'm in Hawaii for a wedding, a joyous occasion, and my friend was getting married the next day, and it's the night before the wedding, and so I've gone out in Hawaii, had some dinner, had some drinks, and I find myself back in my hotel room, and I'm settling in for the night all by myself, when I have to make a decision. You see, this is not just a vacation that I'm going on, but the beginning of a longer trip. This is kind of like the trip of my life. I'm 22 years old, and I have kind of saved up some resources and some time off from work, and I'm on my way to Southeast Asia for a month. So I am backpacking my way across Cambodia and Vietnam and all of sort of the Southeast, Thailand, that whole region for a month. And it's my very first night away from home. I'm beginning this journey. So I'm in my hotel room, and I'm there. I'm like, I don't know what to do. If I sleep in like my clothes and my boxer shorts, aren't I soiling one of my precious outfits that I'm going to be carrying around with me? And I do not like to sleep naked. Let me just start with that. I am not a naked sleeper. I like to feel something on me. I don't know, I feel kind of exposed, but there was nobody to be exposed to. I was all by myself, and I decide to take all of my clothes off, and I fall asleep. You all know what's going to happen next. As the door slams behind me, it's a hotel, people. You can't open a slammed hotel room door. So I am buck naked in the 14th floor hallway of the Waikiki Holiday Inn. Thank you. And I'm looking around, and there's nowhere to hide. There's nothing to do, and I don't know what to do. But luckily for me, it was late enough at night that they had already delivered the Honolulu Star Bulletin newspaper. So, like a picture from a New Yorker cartoon, I picked up one section. I think I had the lifestyle section in the front, because that's my lifestyle right there. And I had the sports section in the back, because that's pretty much. And I make my way down to the front desk. I go in the elevator to the front desk, and I walk up to the front desk, clad in nothing but a newspaper, and I say to the gentleman working there, I go, I seem to have locked myself out of my room, in room 1402. And he says, may I see some identification? And I go, no. So ever since that day, truly, I have not slept another nude night in my life. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, well, we have a great show for you, and I'm going to welcome up to the stage your first storyteller. This is a dear friend of mine, someone that I have shared many a stage with over the years, and I'm proud to call him my friend. Welcome to the stage the one and only Abdul Kenyatta!
I didn't know he was going to call me first. we hadn't talked that part out yet. Now it was Abdul Kenyatta! That's me.
Somebody doesn't read his email.
Yeah. How you folks doing?
Good.
All right. You know, this is African History Month. I mean, I think some people call it Black History Month. I call it African History Month because I'm African. You can tell because I got brown skin. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about what goes on in the society that we live in. And the society that we live in is a society where people, because of the color of their skin, can be guilty or innocent just purely based on the color of their skin. And that's just not right. And that's what we call bigotry. And we have to get rid of bigotry, and we have to get rid of discrimination. But I would like to share with you a trip that I took into the Twilight Zone. See, I'm walking with 5 other guys down the street, and all of a sudden, police officers jump out and they yell, "Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Get your hands up!" I grew up in Harlem. I understand. I was trying to touch the sky. You know. Get your hands up! Turn around! Put your hands behind your back! Okay, so we get handcuffed and they take us to the police station. When we get to the police station, they separate the 5 dudes with me in one room and they put me in another room. Did I mention that the 5 guys with me were European Caucasians? Okay, so they were in one room and I was in another room. About 45 minutes later, the police detective walks into the room and he looks at me and he says, "We know that you're not guilty. Just tell us which of those white guys is." Oh, did I mention the fact that this is in the Caribbean? And the police officer looked like me? And so he said, "Just tell us who did it." You know, I don't know, I don't have any idea who did it. Actually, it was my idea. What happened was, we had been drinking, and we walked down this alleyway, and there was the back to this very expensive restaurant, and it looked like the door was open. And we went there, and there was just this little latch there, and so I said, I could take care of that latch, and I flipped the latch, and we went in, and we stole all the hamburgers, and we stole all the steaks, because we were going to have the biggest beach party that you ever saw, with hamburgers and steaks, where we stole all the cheese. You know, we were ready. And then we had another guy that was driving, so we put that stuff in the back of the pickup truck. And one guy who was with us, for some reason, he kept going back to the truck. And the rest of us were at a nightclub. We were at the nightclub waiting for our friend who was shooting pool, and he had set this guy up all night long, and he was getting ready, he was hustling him, he was getting ready to make some money. Meanwhile, I'm in there, and I see this lady, and she's looking at me. I probably wouldn't have noticed that she was looking at me if I wasn't looking at her so hard. But we were looking at each other, you know, and we knew we had like some kind of connect thing going on. But anyhow, so we left it, and when we left the club that night, that's when the police jumped out and arrested us. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'm in jail now, I don't know what to do, I don't know anybody, I can't get bailed out. Somehow, the lady that I met at the club found out that I was in jail, and she bailed me out.
Whoa.
Now, the 5 European dudes, they bailed out, and they forgot all about me. They didn't say anything to me. Turns out that each one of these guys had a Brooks Brothers lawyer. So when we went to trial, they all sitting there, they got their Brooks Brothers lawyers with them, and I have a court-appointed attorney. And my attorney was like 5 minutes late. And I remember them saying something about 5 to 20 years in prison for this charge, and my attorney was like 10 minutes late. Okay, so, you know, I got my suit on and everything, but I'm kind of sweating bullets. Finally, my attorney walks in. My attorney walks in. When he walks in the door, the judge says to him, "Good morning, Judge Christian, how are you?" My court-appointed attorney is a judge. That's in red. Not only that, he looked like he just stepped out of Ebony magazine. You know, he had on a nice sports jacket and pants that matched and a nice tie. He had shoes just like my grandfather wear, you know. He smoothed on in there. He talked to the judge. He said, "Oh yeah, I was on vacation." They talking about his vacation and his wife and his kids and stuff like that. And my attorney says to him, "Your Honor, begging your Honor's pardon, I need to tell you why I was late coming to court. On my way into the courthouse, the police officers stopped me, and they said they want to release all the charges without criminalization from my client." So the judge said, "Okay, you can go." Cool. So now we're leaving, and as we're leaving, my attorney says to me, so I didn't say the fact that all those guys were school teachers. And we had just started teaching school that week when we got busted, so we all got suspended from our jobs, school teaching. So my lawyer said, "So they've been paying you for all this time that you've been out of work?" I said, "No, they ain't been paying me, bro." He said, "Look, you've been charged with a crime, but you have committed no crime. You've been found innocent, so they have to pay you for the time that you were out." So I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, go up to the Commissioner of Education's office and tell him that I said they must pay you." Went to the Commissioner's office, all clothes and stuff, you know. Got my suit on and whatnot. And I get in there, and the secretary, I mean, I must have been 21, but the secretary looked like she was about 19. And she was pretty. She had a little short afro thing going on and whatnot. I was like, yeah. You know, but I'm here for business. You know, I'm strictly here for business. So I said to the commissioner, "Judge said I must be paid." He said, oh, he got real nervous. He said, "I could give you a couple $100 of petty cash, but we can't pay you and we can't hire you. The only way you could be rehired is that you have to have a petition signed by the governor." Gotta have a petition signed by the governor. Are you serious? You know, and then the lady, the cute 19-year-old that was sitting there, she said, "Well, you know, I know Clarice, and Clarice, she worked down at the governor's office, so let me call down there and find out if he busy now." So she called down, and he wasn't busy. So I go down to the governor's mansion. When I get to the governor's mansion, everybody already knows my name. I'm cool, you know, I go in, she takes me directly to the governor's office, you know, and he says, "Have a seat." So I sit down. He says, "Where you from?" I said, "I'm from Harlem." He said, "Harlem, man, you know, back in the 1920s, I used to be in Harlem all the time, going to the clubs and stuff." I said, "You ever heard of the Jungle Room Club?" He said, "The Jungle Room?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, man, I used to go to the Jungle Room all the time." I said, "Oh, you know, my grandfather used to own it." "Mr. P is your grandfather? That's your grandfather?" Like, "Yeah, that's my grandfather, you know." He said, "You tell your grandfather he must come down and visit me. I'm the governor here, we'll give you anything you want. If you have any problem with anything or anybody, you just let me know, and I'll take care of it." I'm like, "Yeah." Because I got it like that, you know what I'm saying? I forgot to tell y'all what happened to the Europeans. Okay, The Europeans, each of them was given a $5,000 fine. Okay, and they signed a piece of paper that said they would never return to the island again. And if they returned, they'd have to suffer the consequences of the charges against them. It's like, that's rough. But that's discrimination, and that's bigotry, and that's my story.
Abdul Kenyatta, you know it. All right. Fantastic. Abdul Kenyatta, by the way, also teaches storytelling. So if anybody is interested, these workshops are amazing. You got one coming up? No? Okay.
April.
Okay.
You know, I spend March with my girl.
Oh yeah, he's got his baby girl
In May.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have Lyn Patterson. Yes, Lyn is a student wizard in Seattle, Washington. It's been published in, it's called Pop Shop Magazine, right? And tell me the other one, Allegory.
The Berkeley Review, the Berkeley Poetry Review, and KQED.
KQED, Berkeley Review, Berkeley Poetry Review, and we're bringing some poetry to the McCandless Institute. So please, make some noise for Lyn Patterson!
Thanks. I feel like every time I get on the mic, they always have to like drop it down. Hi everyone. I am so elated to be here with you tonight and to share one of my poems. It's so nice to meet you as well. You're a beautiful storyteller. So I want to also just give some shine to all the other storytellers that are coming up on stage. My story is about many different entrances and exits. And before I share my poem, I'd love to tell you a little bit just about where it came from and how it came to be. In 2017, I sold all of my belongings and decided to travel around the world for 11 months. And while I was on this journey, there was a lot of different things going on. I was feeling really lost and trying to find myself. I was also trying to solve a bunch of family mysteries and doing ancestry research. And a part of that, a big reason for that is because my father never knew his biological father. And a lot of the discord in our relationship that I experienced as a young person, once I started doing my inner child healing and really understanding how my parents grew up, I understood how much that impacted my father and how much that played into the way that he chose to parent me. And so when I started this ancestry journey, I did Ancestry.com, I did 23andMe, I was searching archives, searching census records, looking for addresses of grandparents, and I was just on the hunt to track him down. Unfortunately, the story does not end with me finding his biological father, and that's something that my father and I have both had to grapple with. But as a result of doing all of this ancestry research, I was able to understand better who I am and where I come from and who I come from. I also wasn't able to track down parts of my family past 1852 because my family was enslaved in the United States, and there are ancestors' names that I will never know. I'll never know their stories. But my the knowingness that I have inside of me, I know also comes from them. And that's a deep place that I like to write from. But the story that I want to tell is actually about my grandfather, too. It's interesting that you said your grandfather. Now I'm talking about my granddaddy, too. But my grandfather, when he died, he had dementia, and he started to call me Cora. And every time he would see me, he would be like, Cora, Cora. And I never understood why. And when I was on this ancestry journey, I ended up in Altamar, Arkansas, which is a town that has 2,000 people in it, even to this day. And we were going through a shoebox of photographs, and we found a picture of his great aunt, whose name was Cora, and she looked just like me. And so I know that though there are ancestors' names that I may not know, though there are faces I may not know, doing that ancestry research has given me just a power of understanding myself in space and time. And so this poem is called Am I to America? And it's after Langston Hughes' I Too Am America. And it's just about tracking my family through the census records and that journey with my father and my grandfather. I am transatlantic cargo American. I am Irish Catholic famine American. I am seeking reparations, caravan along the Mississippi. We will sponsor you first and second great migration American. I am wade in the water, emancipation proclamation. I have a dream, crack epidemic, hip hop raised me, zero tolerance, Black Lives Matter, and say her name, American. I am South Carolina proudly, but most definitely Hendersonville, North Carolina American. I am Altamar, Arkansas, Iowa, Montana, Chicago, Philadelphia, Seattle, Sacramento, Baltimore, New York City, Oakland, Californian American. I am military brat, oh beautiful for spacious skies, and from every mountainside American. I am slave, Negro, colored, Afram, black and proud American. I am shepherd, rancher, cowboy, caretaker, secretary, cotton picker, sharecropper, taxi driver, mid-level manager, Air Force veteran, unemployed professor, becoming a doctor American. I am pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and also gentrification is violence American. I am immigrant, I am immigrant, I am immigrant. Much love to my First Nations people, but not one native bone in my body. Immigrant, American. By force and by famine, I am American. Somewhere between I too am America and am I to America. Thank you.
Lyn Patterson, everybody.
I have a book coming out that is about this ancestry journey and about that 11 months being on the road and all of the things I learned and people that I met along the way. It's called The Postcards I Never Sent. My name is spelled Lyn Patterson. If you look me up, it should pop up.
Yes. All right. And also poetry and things. Just the letter N. Things. Poetry. So if you look it up on social media, poetry, the letter N, T-I-N-G-S.
Yes.
Poetry and ting. Things with ting. Okay. All right. Keep it going again. Right on. Okay. Oh, that was amazing. That's great. Okay, next up we have a Detroit boy. Anybody here from the Midwest? Yes. Just the two of you. Yeah. Everybody else? Just West Coast? Who's like? Yes. Are you natives? Yeah? How about anybody here from Harlem? All right, thank you. Yeah. How about Queens? I know we got at least one. Aren't you Queens? No? No? Yeah.
I'm from Westchester. I'm not from the borough.
Oh, okay.
Don't tell a borough person that. They'll try to pull
Exactly.
my car.
Okay. So next up we got Detroit by way of Oakland. I like in his bio he said he's a lifelong learner and educator, and tells stories in all kinds of different ways. And I am delighted to share my stage with him. So please welcome Thomas Laymon. All right, cool.
All right. Detroit. My man. Y'all hear me? Yes. Can you imagine following those two amazing Alright, is that better? Yes. Okay, cool. That's why you gotta laugh. Can you imagine having to follow those? Mix a little tea and some wine, and that's where I'm at. So don't get it. So I'm gonna tell a story about an event that took place 9 years ago, actually today, which was very interesting when I was trying to figure out last night what I was going to talk about today. And procrastinate. So in 2015, I apologize for the phone, I just want to make sure I get everything, all the details. In 2015, I was living in Chicago at the time. And my dad was living out here in the Bay. He'd been out here for about 7, 8 years. And I try to come out every enough time to show that I'm a good son. And 9 years ago, I came out here to visit one of my friends from college. She was performing in a show called Mighty Real, which is a biopic from by this guy, this performing artist named Sylvester. Has anyone heard the song? Yeah. Okay, if you haven't, it goes like this. You make me feel mighty real. I see you. Okay. Yep. I ain't here to sing, y'all. And my friend Deanne, she was in it. She had a small part in the show, and like a really small part, but she killed it. She has a phenomenal voice. Has been performing ever since then. And after the show, she hits me and was like, "Hey, I want to go out. You know what you want to do?" And I said, "I have no clue because I'm not from here. But I did hit up my tour guide or my travel guide, my dad, and said, hey, we want to get into some things tonight. We had a good show. We had a good show. And what do you have planned?" And so he texted me back and said, hey, I'm at this spot. Come through, hang out for a little bit. And if you don't like it or if you want to go someplace after, I'll have a list of places to go. So I said, splendid. Tell my friend, she gives a thumbs up, we hop in the Uber, and go on over to the place. 9 years ago. So, pull up and get out the Uber, and the line to this spot was around the corner. Now, there was one important piece of instructions in the message that my dad gave me, and it was, when you get to the spot, go up to security and tell them that you are Joe's son and his +1. So I knew he wasn't at church. I don't think he was at a park. He wasn't at a library. It was probably a party or a club or a lounge or something like that, places where there's security. And so we get out the Uber, and I wasn't sure if I was in the right place, and so I look around to try to see maybe if his car was parked by a club. And in some establishments they like to park nicer cars in the front. Trying to see what kind of crowd we got here. All right, okay. And so I'm looking around, and you see Bentley over there, and there's a Mercedes over there, and there's an Audi, and there's a BMW, and some motorcycles and all that. and sandwiched right in between about $1.5 million worth of cars, there's a 2012 Ford Fusion right there. And I said, yeah, we in the right place. He's serious. And so I followed the instructions, skipped the line, don't make friends doing that, go to security, who made me feel like a little fella, and said, what's going on, sir? I am Joe's son, and this is my +1. And I hope that means something. That's all I got. And then he goes into the mic and starts speaking security and was just like, that's your name, son here? Yep. Nope. 2 of them. He's big. Okay, well, come on. He's like, when you get inside, go ahead, skip the line. When you get inside, go to the desk, make a right, go up the stairs, and he should be waiting there for you. Didn't like the should, but whatever, we on the adventure now. So I follow the instructions, go inside, get to the desk, say hello, walk up the stairs, and as soon as I got inside, I recognized the music, kind of, and I recognized the aromatics of the space. And get to the top of the stairs, and my dad was there waiting for us. He's like, son! I give him a hug. I'm like, this is my friend Deanne. He gives her a hug, reaches in one pocket, pulls out 50 singles. So y'all know, reaches in another pocket, pulls out 50 more singles and gives it to my friend. So we were at Gold Club. In case you wanted to know who in this audience has been to a strip club, it was everybody who just laughed when I said Gold Club. Do with that information what you do. Exactly. Basically, we all there on business, so good time. And so, get up to the top, immediately go to the bar, grab a drink, spend about $40 for half a shot. My dad said, when you want more money, come to me, don't go to the ATM. I was like, cool, what's the plan? This is gonna be a good night. Circulate the establishment, make some donations, and pop a squat. My friend, she's having a good time too. And while we were sitting, a employee of the establishment and starts making small talk. And I small talk back, and she was asking some like really good questions. And so I wanted to return the favor and ask some really good questions also. So I learned that she was a business management undergrad at the University of the Dominican Republic. That is not a real school. And what I learned after a series of a few questions was that her story got real thin, but it was like pulled on the heartstrings. It was almost as if this story was designed to get me to spend more money. And so while I'm interviewing her, because she interviewed me, I feel a tap on my leg, and I hear, hey, you ever been interviewed at your job? I said, no. It's like, okay, cool. She's here to work. She's not here to answer your questions. So either go work or let her go. And I said, that was advice from a savvy vet. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So of course we went to the room, got a dance, came out, and circulated one more time. Had an extremely fun night. I didn't black out, so that was good. And at the end of the night, we leave the establishment. My dad hands the keys to the valet and says, go get my car, please. More polite than that. Looks at the key fob, sees that it's a Ford, and somehow knew exactly what car to go to. Goes in, and I'm like literally on the floor laughing. I don't know why it was so funny to see the Ford Fusion just sandwiched in between a Bentley and a Mercedes, but it was great. You get the car, you get in it, and drive off. And that's how the night ended. And 9 years ago today, I remembered 3 things from that night. And I wrote them down just to make sure I don't forget them. I've been so close to falling off this stage this whole time. My goodness, almost hanging off. It's crazy. First thing is that money isn't everything. It can buy you the spot, but it can't buy clout. Clout is a Ford Fusion parts in between a Bentley and a Mercedes. Lesson number one. Lesson number two, always respect people's time. And don't interview strippers when they're on the clock. And then the third one that I really kept, and why I'm really excited to tell this story, and I'm gonna read a little bit of this, was relationships change over time. And I think that's this moment. I was 24 at the time. That was when I first realized that relationships change. Prior to that moment, my dad and my relationship was very much father-son. We'd go get haircuts on the weekend when I was a kid. He claims he would taught me how to shoot a basketball. We used to go to the Detroit Lions and Detroit Pistons games growing up, spending time like that. And at that moment, a shift happened. And he became not just my dad, but he also became Joe. He was a human. He has dislikes and likes, and he has opinions. He's never wrong, but he's also never right. He has hobbies and interests. And you know, when you look at your dad, it's like, yeah, it's like the heroic figure. That's like kind of what comes with being a father. But he was just as human as the rest of us, and I saw that night. And the fun that I had with him was like a really good time. And the evolution of that you know, father-son relationship to like father and homie or whatever, because I don't have any kids, so I don't know what the other side of it is. It's really special. And that moment I realized that like, yo, like, homie could party. Thank y'all so much. That's my time.
All right, Thomas.
If everybody who is in front of the door can turn around and look behind you, the dude in the black, that's my dad right there.
Thank you, Thomas. You doing anything? Anything you got coming up you want to know about? Okay, all right. Get busy, Thomas. Start going on. All right. And trust me, Thomas, I'll be calling you. I have things for you to do. All right. Yeah, keep it going for Thomas later. Fantastic. All right, our next storyteller is someone who has shared the stage here with me before. So you, if you've been here before, you may remember her. She is a Bay Area storyteller, educator, and has recently kind of fallen deep in love with this whole craft. So much so, and she actually, in her bio, credits me. This is true. And my book, which is for sale in the back on your way out. With nurturing that love and helping it to flourish. And I'm so excited we'll talk about it after her story. But she's got her own show that she has started. It is starting in April. April 13th is the first show. We'll tell you more about that after. But please welcome, big warm welcome for Idrissa Latier.
I'd like to congratulate grown people for coming outside in the middle of the week. It's not PTA, it's not basketball or any of that. Good for you for coming outside. Give yourself a hand. So, entrances and exits. Bless you. I love a good entrance. I call it an entrance. I don't believe in coming early. Gotta make a fashionably late. Drives my husband crazy because he is on time for everything. But I like to make an entrance. So this story is more about exits. After we made this entrance. It was in 1996. I remember specifically because we were on our way to a concert at a very small venue, me and my best friend Nikki. And this artist had not come out yet. Actually, his first album came out on my birthday, April 2nd, 1996. So he was virtually unknown, but I heard of Maxwell. Anybody know who Maxwell is? All right. Well, nobody knew who he was back then because it cost $10. It was here in the city, in the Tenderloin. Yeah, right? In a room that was just a little bigger than this. So it was just a small, and so we parked the car, we made our entrance, and even though we were, fashionably late, we still made our way to the front of the stage. I could touch him, right? We were right there. And Nikki, she didn't know nothing about Maxwell, but by the end of the night, she was mesmerized. She swore he was singing to her. But we had a great time. We stayed till the lights came on. We were talking to people, mingling. Now, mind you, I think the kids call it pre-gaming now, before the show. You might have hit a little something and drank a little something and had a little drink at the show, had a great time. So when we left, we were walking out with the people and we were walking around and looking. Where is Ludi Bell? Now, Ludi Bell was my car. I got her in the 10th grade. Her name is Ludi Bell Gussie Mae Jenkins. Everybody knew Ludi Bell because my name was on the license plate, Idrissa, nice and big. And I'm about ready to cry because did somebody steal Ludi Bell? Where is Ludi Bell? And we just walking and walking. Now, mind you, it's after midnight in the Tenderloin. It's 1996, so we didn't have no cell phones. I got on heels because I always wear heels. Nikki, always comfortable and practical. I just love her. She was fine walking. But we're walking, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, somebody stole Ludi Bell. I don't know what we're going to do. I'm grateful all this walking in the middle of the night that nobody asked if we was working. Right? So this tow truck, he had gone past a couple times. We're getting on guard, like, okay, we're not about to get taken tonight. But this man, he pulls up and he says, are you guys lost? Do you need some help? They're like, yeah. We already made up our minds. We're not getting in that tow truck. We are not getting in that tow truck. I don't care if we have to walk another hour. But we sat there talking to him and we're telling him, yeah, we were over there at this concert. We told him where it was. He said he knew where that was. And if we just hit this corner over here. So he was kind of like going along with us as we were walking. And as we're talking and walking, we see this big empty parking lot with Ludi Bell sitting all by herself in the parking lot. And we're like, oh, there she is. But instead of rejoicing, we had to sit there like, what the hell? How did we miss that it's parked right in the Safeway parking lot with a big ass Safeway sign? We had, like, how do you miss that? So we get to the car, we're like, what? If we had only, when we exited, if we hadn't mingled and talked and walked with the people, when we exited, we'd have just made a left. We were 2 minutes away from the front door, but we spent over an hour walking through the Tenderloin. So, the moral of this lesson, because Nikki and I, to this day, we don't play when it comes to where you park. We are looking at all of our surroundings, you check, you double check. Sometimes I even take a picture because I'm just too nervous about losing the car. So the moral of the story is, no matter whether you're entering or exiting, pay attention to where the hell you are.
All right, ladies. Let's talk about your show. What's happening? Tell us.
Idrissa's Purple Stories will be on April 13th. We will be featuring dinner and a story if you'd like to order dinner. It is on a Saturday in Richmond on the borderline of El Sobrante and Hilltop. If you're interested in being on the email list, see me in the back and I'll get your information and we'll send it out to you. Hope you can come.
All right. Amazing. All right, we're gonna shift gears a little bit to I've been doing this, as I said, since August, and there has been a number of people saying, how come there's not members of Mechanics Institute up on this stage? So, ladies and gentlemen, it is a first for the series. A member, one of your very own, is going to share the stage, and not only a member, a chess instructor right here. Yes. So, I don't know if he's up for a game after the show. Maybe you can ask him. But very funny man. He has done Sketchfest, performs all over San Francisco, and I'm so psyched to have him here. So welcome, Zorba, Jevon, Hughes!
So, let's get the obvious out the way right now. CeeLo had a yard sale in our record. I've been best dressed since kindergarten. I had on a pinky ring and the incubator. You understand what I'm saying? And silk pampers. I have been, yes, the best dressed. And women see me though when I walk down the street, sometimes they see me like, "Ooh, I want you to be my sugar daddy." I'm like, "Sugar daddy, baby, I got diabetes." I got you gluten-free uncle. Your keto diet cousin, you know? Your paleo papa. Anybody ever tried that diet paleo? Didn't they die off? You show me a healthy Neanderthal walking around in our city. I don't understand. I realize one thing. I am the youngest elderly person in here. I turned 52 in March. Like March 4th coming up. And I got one question. How the hell did AARP find me? Them and child support know how to find you. They just come out of nowhere. They giving me a card for stuff I don't want. Denny's and IHOP. I don't want that. Give me a card I can use like for a strip club. You know. I'm not really acclimated to I don't feel like I'm in my 50s, you know? When our parents were in their 50s, they were in their 50s. They lived stuff, you know, I ain't saying I ain't lived stuff, but you know what I mean. Yeah. I don't feel, and I feel weird when young kids call me OG. OG, no. When I was a kid, an OG did something to be an OG. I said, and y'all like, what's 52? I know some of y'all listen to me like, what's the big deal about 52? Believe me, when you're black and you make it to 52, you're old. You made it. You made life. Yes, indeed. I come from Kentucky. Yeah, what part? That's where I'm from. Louisville, Kentucky. Hillbillies right next to me. This is what they look like when they don't inbreed. Let me clear up a stereotype. We don't burn our cousins, right? I've been dating my aunt for a while. I think I should know. I come from a place where the pigeons shoot tobacco. You understand what I'm saying? They put gun racks on bicycles to give you an idea where I'm from. I got a crazy family too. Anyone else?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got an uncle named Tom, but we can't call him that. My dad walked out on me and my mom in 1979, went to get a pack of cigarettes, never returned. That's messed up, but it kept me from smoking. Yeah, crazy. Like, my grandfather had 16 kids. Very prolific man. Yeah. He didn't even have a pull-out couch. I got a friend who's high-class white trash. That means he got a chandelier hanging from his trailer. Fancy. Leave in here, man. I had 2 aunts. I didn't know. I got 2 aunts. I'm my only child that are 8 and 12 years older than me. They're like my older sisters. My grandmother used to make them take me with them on their dates. Because they dated a lot of African exchange students. My grandma was like, I don't know these people, they might know voodoo, I don't know. So for instance, say this, you want to take my aunt on a date, that's my aunt, you want to take on a date, you going to the movies. You got to be my way in, your way, and her way, and I had to sit in the middle. Now what's the best way to get to know her, get to know me? So they would try to bribe me with money. They'd be like, hey, little man, here's a 20, you go get us some popcorn. I'm like, you make it 40, I sit in the lobby. You make it 80, I gotta catch the bus home. Then you gotta deal with my grandmother. My grandmother did not play. True story, when I was 5 years old, I witnessed my 60-year-old grandmother with my 35-year-old dad. He owed her money, he didn't want to pay anymore. He's like, oh my God. He didn't want to pay anymore. I got an ARP card, I got you. No, my true story, 5 years old, I witnessed the whooping because he owed her money, he didn't want to pay, he got small with it. He's like, hold on, mom, you don't tell me what you do no more. You see this boy right here? This is my son. You see this woman right here? This is my wife. Now get the hell out of my face. Yeah, you see how quiet child is, how we were? We were like, even the dog pissed on himself. He couldn't believe it. My grandmother takes his arms behind his back like they on cops. Turns him over her lap, start beating his butt. He gets loose running under the bed, assuming he's going to save. My grandmother chased him under the bed and whooped him under the bed. And went off on him like a brimstone preacher. She was like, you think pounds are grown, and yet a priest said, that you don't talk back to me. Well, I said, well, I said, well, I said, well, I don't think you heard me. I said, well, I brought you in this world, and I'm sure to take you out. My mother said, can I get an amen? My mom was like, amen, sister, preach on, preach on. Neighbors came over, they formed the gospel choir. They was like, Jesus. And when you see your dad get a good whoop like that, you can't have the same respect for him anymore. I stay up late to watch TV, like, didn't I tell you to go to bed? I call grandma, okay, you win. You win. I live here in San Francisco now. I live in the Tenderloin, y'all been talking about it. I didn't live. Interesting place to be. It's the only place I've been where you'll see an empty wheelchair and I'll be concerned about where's the person on the I seen a guy tying off, shooting up as I walked past him. I overheard him say, I don't drink soda because soda's bad for my health. See a guy with a lazy guy, buck teeth, and a weak chin hat on the shirt that said, I'll make pretty babies. That's the Tenderloin. A racist homeless guy. He called me the N-word 30 minutes later, asked me for change. I'm like, change? You just called me the N-word. Why you gotta bring up old stuff? Yeah, I saw a rat and drag. There's a little person, she's a prostitute, goes by the name of Half Price. That's the Tenderloin. See a blind cell phone, a guy, he was having an argument, he's blind on his cell phone, say these words, when I see you, I'm messing you up on sight. Y'all been on Hyde Turk? Yeah. It's what I refer to as the homeless flea market. Why? Because homeless people find stuff and set it up and try to sell it to you. One day I'm walking on Turk, a homeless guy tried to sell me one shoe. What am I do with one shoe? He said, take it one step at a time. Yeah. I have an interesting place. I live in a studio apartment. Why they call it that? I have no idea. I ain't made one record in this joint. I ain't laid one track that she call it what it is. It's a bathroom with a closet. I got all the amenities. I got a bed, a couch. I got an old 1980 microwave. You know the kind you got to put on the lead apron and go in the other room while you use otherwise it'll mess up your reproductive organs. Women come over and see my place like, well, your place is small. I'm like, you act like you're moving in. I got time at 6 a.m. Number before the taxes on the wall by the microwave, where the apron? I want you to get messed. Yeah. I broke up with my girlfriend a couple months ago. I'm out dating again. I went out this girl, she said, don't treat me like a date, treat me like you would treat your mom. So I ain't gonna call her for 6 months. What y'all discussing there?
What you said. I understood what you said.
Oh, am I talking to woman slowly? Yeah, I know. You understood? You sound like you were the girl I dated. That's what it was. Yeah, I like you. You used to be a hoop. That big, beautiful smile there. Oh, man. Here's what I'm trying to figure out about these holidays. This month is filled with too many holidays. Black History Month, President's Day, Valentine's Day, Martin Luther King's Day. Here's the one holiday I'm trying to figure out. MLK Day. How do we celebrate it? We treat it what, like 4th of July, right? Here's how I think people should treat Martin Luther King's holiday. I think random white people should come up to random black people and hug them at night in the Tenderloin. Either you'll make a new friend or you'll get robbed. One of the two will happen. I saw this in the paper recently, found the original bus that Rosen was on, and they're gonna put it in a museum in Detroit where she's from. I think that's so cool, but here's the question that I asked. Are you gonna put it in the front of the museum? I am so glad, it's been 3 years since the pandemic, I'm so glad to see people. Because I'm tired of having conversations with my cat. Because she's starting to make sense. Valid points, you know. She went with me to go see the movie Black Panther. Not on purpose. She snuck in my bag. You know how they do. I ain't getting the bag, I zip it up, I get to the movie theater, my bag started moving like poltergeist. I'm like, what the heck? You ever try to hold a cat for 2.5 hours in a movie? I paid $15, we gonna see this movie. So now we get home, she's feeling herself because she just saw her cousin on the screen. She's tripping out. She want me to, you know, she's putting her front legs on Wakanda sign, want me to beat out of a vibranium bowl, smacking the dog in the back of the head. I'm like, look, you live on a windowsill in the Tenderloin. Be cool. Be cool, man. My cat's very bougie too. She won't catch a mouse unless it comes from a reputable family. Very bougie. She'll only drink almond milk, you know. Bougie. Yeah. I got a Chihuahua. She was a very handsome dog. True story, he beat out thousands of dollars. He's best looking dog on the internet. And I took pride like I had something to do with it. I was like, your dog's really handsome. I'm like, I know. He was looking for his mama. And because I'm a big guy, people see me and assume I should have like a pit bull or a Rottweiler. No. You know why I like my dog? I'm not getting no dog in better shape than me. True, man. I don't need no dog who can bench 400 pounds. I'm looking at his back feeling bad about myself. Oh, man. This next joke I'm gonna have to retire because today he's resigning. But I was going to say, I think it's time for Mitch McConnell to get out of office. But it's not for his policies. It's because he don't have a freaking chin. You can't make decisions that affect America if you don't know how to fold a blanket. Just be able to put a violin under your neck. You understand what I'm saying? They always talk about separation of church and state. How's that separation of chin and neck? That's how I like my politicians. But now I got to retire that since he's getting ready to go. I didn't know you could be indicted and still be the president. Apparently, we're about to find that out. You know, I don't know if I want like Biden in there, but somebody else need to run. You know, you should run. And you better have a chance than Trump. We need somebody. You should run. I know you will. You should run. Why so much would you? Would you?
No, I ain't into that, bro.
You ain't got to do
That ain't my thing. No.
Hey. It ain't Trump's thing either. He's just doing it for the look.
You got all these people hanging out with you? I don't want to play.
I love that. People that go up me out, hey, what's up, people in the back, how you doing? Is that Quavo in there? What's going on? We got the amigos in the back, how you doing? It's nice to see people with worse vision than me coming here. Nice. I have had a beard since I was 14 years old. Yes, puberty hit me early. I had a mustache and an ultrasound, you know. Puberty hit me very early. You know what it's like to be able to sign your own permission slips to go on field trips? And people older than you asking you to buy them beer, you know. Yeah, man. I don't know who's doing those crop circles, but I want them to be my barber. Since if you can make an image of the Virgin Mary in a wheat field, I know you can taper like a crazy. How much time I got left, bro?
You're done.
All done? Yeah. I was going to leave you on something funny, but I guess
You can wrap it. You do one more. Do one more.
Do one more?
One more.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to think clean. Yeah. Now the pressure's on. I shouldn't have said anything.
You can be all done. You can be all done.
I can be out there and just get off stage. I got other people that want to get up. Y'all have been wonderful. Thank y'all for coming.
All right, you got anything coming up? You want to promote anything? Oh, Zorba, yeah, what do you got?
March 30th, I am going to be at Golden Gate Park emceeing the chess tournament for, what is it?
Scholastic Chess Championship.
There you go.
Classic, like the pickle people?
Yeah.
The Classic Chess Championship, nice, all right. And when is that?
March 30th.
March 30th.
March 30th, that's 1 month away. All right, give it up one more time. Rosen, Jevon, Hughes. And now you know next time you play some chess that he's got some up his sleeve, so he will be a very entertaining chess partner. All right, we are up to our last storyteller for the night, who I'm very glad I made it. He was running a little late, but he is here, and is a new friend of mine that has some just amazing energy, and I'm just proud to welcome you to the stage. Welcome. He goes by Playball Rockstarr. Give it up for Playball!
How are you guys doing tonight? Okay, I got a story for y'all tonight. First and foremost, I go by the name of Playball Rockstarr. I'm a rap artist. But this isn't a story about Playball Rockstarr. This is a story about Jevon Mosley Davis. Jevon Mosley Davis was born August 24th, 1994. He was born to a mother named Tanisha Mosley. She was very beautiful. She is very beautiful and lovely, but she has a drug addiction. Tanisha Mosley had 10 kids. We all went to foster care when we were young. Since I was younger, I always wanted a family, but I never could find one. So I used music as a way of coping with being alone, with feeling depression, with feeling stress. I went to prison in 2014. I made a bad decision, and it changed my life. It screwed my life over. I took 15 years. I did 10 years off of 15. I went when I was 19. I didn't come home till I was 29. I just came home 7 months ago. But I had one goal during my incarceration, and that was to change. I wanted to change everything about myself. I wanted to change all of the things negative that I felt about myself, and I want to adopt a different personality, a different belief system, and I want to be able to help. I knew that I was the problem, you see, and I didn't want to be the problem anymore. I want to be the change. So, and for me, the only way I could do that is through music. So that's what I did. I got really better at music. I graduated from college. I have a college degree. I graduated from Fed College. Psychology degree in business administration. But during that time, I really got good at perfecting my craft. And through college, I came home from prison. I ended up doing 10 years instead of doing 13. And when I got back, I got right back to work. I got right back up in the studio. Got a job. Got housing. And I'm with my cousin D. And yeah, we're just, he's my photographer, and I have a videographer. And I'm just doing really good now, but I mean, this is a story about triumph, because the things that I went through, there's a lot of kids out there that went through, or is going through now, to this day. There are a lot of kids who are in foster care right now. There are a lot of kids who felt the way I felt depressed, felt like they didn't have nobody, felt like they needed somebody, and nobody wouldn't get them. I always felt maybe they didn't want me because I was a little black kid, maybe because I wasn't nice enough, or maybe because people didn't understand me. People always wonder why I was so mad, why I was so angry. But if your mom was on crack, and your brother was broken apart, when you be angry too. If you was abandoned and was homeless, and started selling drugs at an early age, because you didn't have nobody, when you be abandoned, when you feel abandoned and feeling alone too, that's how I felt. But that was because I didn't understand myself. I understand myself today. I know who I am. I'm proud of who I am, and I love who I am. I'm Jevon Mosley Davis, first and foremost. But I'm Playball Rockstarr. and I'm gonna be the best rapper. I'm gonna win a Grammy. That's my goal. That's what I am. I thank you guys for your time. I thank you for everything. If y'all want to look at my music, you go to Playball Rockstarr, and you can look up my new song, Real. It's popping right now. Yeah, I'm still trying to get up into put myself on camera. I'm not really used to this, but man, everything is new to me right now. But it's a journey, and I'm here for the ride. So, folks, buckle up.
Jevon Mosley Davis, everybody. Playball Rockstarr. Thank you for being here, everyone. All right, I was going to say not to promote anything, but we talked about the EP, we talked about, right? Yeah, when's the EP coming out?
My EP is called Small Circles. It should be dropping next month. I actually got a new song I just went up in there and did a couple days ago. It's called Noni featuring Nokia Belair. I mean, I'm dropping so many songs right now. If you want to look up, if you want to come to my next performances, all you have to do is go to my Instagram, or my Facebook, or my YouTube, or my SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, and just type in Playball Rockstarr. Not Playboy Cordy. I'm not Playball Rockstarr. Thank you.
Playball, thank you. And then stand here a second, I want to all be a storyteller. So get everybody that's still here, all the storytellers, come back on the stage. Wow, photo and curtain call for all the teams. You need a hand, all right. Cool. So as they're coming up, just a reminder, we do this every month. So I'm so delighted to have you guys all coming and supporting live storytelling in the Bay Area. So give it up for yourselves. Thank you for coming out. Thank you to all our members. And we are doing this. So the next show will be March 27th. It will be the last Wednesday in March, right? We just added it was the 27th? 27th, yeah. And that's the last Wednesday, so give it up. Let's take a picture of the group. And Lyn had to go, yeah, she goes. Awesome, thank you everybody. These are beautiful people. If anybody's interested, I know Abdul's got a book in the back there, it's $20. I've got a book in the back there, it's $15. And anybody else that wants to talk to